Are we live? YouTube looks good. What about Substack? Are we live on Instagram? We're going to talk about a paid community success story. Looks like we're live on Instagram as well. Instagram, YouTube, Substack. I'm not sure if Substack is working, but I guess we'll just have to go with it for this time. So yeah, looks like we are live. We're going to talk about another paid community success story. So if you're interested in building your own lifestyle business, something that gives you time, income, and location independence, maybe a paid community can be a brilliant option. So, all right. So this is the paid community success story that we're looking at today. It's called Funding Academy. They're using the school platform. I recommend using a different platform, but yeah. So yeah, the name of the community is Funding Academy. How much are they making per month? Well, it's hard to say, but they have 119 members. And they're priced at $99 per month. So like 99 times 119. That's like $11,781 in revenue. But did all of them pay that? That's hard to say. Oftentimes people start a paid community with a low price and then gradually increase the price. So maybe not all of them are paying that. Or maybe it has been more expensive as well. That maybe he's making even more. Let me check. Yeah, and there's even two plans. He has the $99 a month standard, $499 a month premium. So yeah, there's two options. So I guess in his case, maybe 10, 15, 20%. Around 10% maybe. Is on the premium plan. Hard to say, but very possible. So he might be making, with a good upsell rate on that premium plan, he can be making a lot more than an average of $99 per month. So my very rough estimation is that he's making around $10,000 in profit per month from this paid community. Really fascinating. So yeah, let's look at the text on his sales page. Get more funding approvals using our evergreen funding sequence. If you run a funding/credit company doing $10,000 plus per month, this community gives you the proven delivery system to turn more files into approvals, increase average funding per client, justify higher fees, and extend LTV. Who this is for? Funding companies that want a repeatable process that consistently gets clients approved. Credit repair companies that are sick of fixed credit, client leaves, start over. What you get for $99 a month: 87 implementation videos and SOPs on running a profitable funding operation. Our approval-focused strategies, bank data points, AI assistant trained on our playbooks, calls, approvals, and back-end systems. daily Q&A with Javi and team, weekly funding calls to review files, fix bottlenecks, and keep you moving, community support from operators actually funding clients right now. For $99 a month, it's like adding an extended funding growth team to your business with no hiring, no payroll risk, and no guessing. I'm still confused. Get more funding approvals. So it's basically, if you run a funding / credit company doing $10,000 plus per month, this community gives you the proven delivery system too, and then, yeah. So yeah, I guess it's for funding and credit companies. I don't even know what that is. I have a rough idea what it is, but it's quite niche. Let's watch the video, or at least some of it.
All right, so if you're watching this video, it probably means these two things. One, you want to learn the funding game to potentially start your own funding company, or you're already an existing business that wants to add funding as a service so you can charge $4,000 to $10,000 to increase LTV and honestly make more per client, which is a very smart idea. This is for credit repair companies, tax companies. I've seen even insurance. Hell, I even seen real estate companies just learn the funding process so they can fund their deal. So if you're any of these types that want to learn how to fund yourself so you can either start your own funding company or offer funding as a service so you can increase LTV, this community is for you. Now, what I want to cover in this video is pretty much what are you going to get when you work with us. But to sum it up, essentially, we have funded literally thousands of profiles. I've been having my funding company for almost 3 years and a half now. I was able to scale my funding company to 325 to 350K per month, all through paid advertisement. So I know what I'm doing. We close minimum 42 clients to 57 clients a month at the 6.5 price ticket. I do like to charge upfront for my funding services. So everything that you're learning here is what I'm doing right now to get my clients funded from as little as 30,000 to as high as 150, 160, which we do have other avenues of funding, but that it's just not 0%. This one is mainly about credit card stacking 0% interest, which is the offer that I sell the most when in my funding company. So let me pretty much show you what's inside so you can feel more confident in joining the community and pretty much exactly what you're gonna learn. So essentially, we have the start here section that is pretty much going to kind of guide you through the videos. It's pretty much a welcome video essentially, right? Then we have our ABMA AI. This is a very powerful tool. We pretty much taught an AI bot everything that we know. So you can ask any question to this ABMA AI and you pretty much have all the knowledge that I've gathered in the last 3 years and a half all into one place. That's every sales calls, coaching calls, onboarding call, one-on-one calls, weekly calls, everything, all of our SOPs have been taught to this AI so you can use it. And honestly, it probably has better knowledge than 90% of the people out there because a lot of people out there are just copying each other or even copying me. So you're getting it from the actual source. So that's very, very powerful that you can use this tool and essentially ask me or my wife any question you may have without physically asking us. So we're very excited to give you guys that because I know it's going to give you guys a lot of value. Then we have resources and upgrades. This what I was talking about, that if you do want to get to other avenues of funding, like other verticals, we do have partners that can get somebody funded $500,000 and $1 million plus. It just says, like I said, we only focus primarily on the credit card stacking from 30 at the lowest to 150K. Sometimes we got more than that, but that depends on the profile. But ideally, if we come across a client that wants $500,000 and $1 million plus, we go into other avenues of funding products. Okay, so essentially we're gonna talk about a little bit of mindset because I know a lot of people don't like watching these videos, but I'm telling you the main difference between me and you is the knowledge that I know and the mindset that I have. So I strongly recommend just going through this because just put yourself in the right framework, put yourself in the right mindset is literally half the battle. Then the other half is literally implementation essentially. Then we have the build trust, the social media trust. The reason why we have this curriculum here because it's going to be very difficult for you if you want to start a funding company or start offering funding as a service. If you don't have no social proof or no social trust, it's going to be very difficult for someone to pay you $4,000 to $10,000 if you don't have some sort of trust built in the social media space, which is also goes into content. Content builds a lot of authority, it builds trust. So that's why we have these curriculums. But now we get into the part that you're here for. I want to learn about funding. I want to get my clients 50 to 150 grand so I can make from 4 to 10,000 per client, right? So this is what you're here for. So essentially we give you the smoothest way possible for you to understand each part of the funding process. So you have into the understanding the funding offer, how to review credit profile, create a funding plan, optimize credit, business formations and optimizations, banking, pretty much building a relationship with banking relationships, application process, live examples. So I'm really showing you us doing this live. So you're gonna see from live actual clients, so you can learn from our case studies, funding SOPs, and then we have other things like funding software, backend, the guide will be a great CEO. So other things that you could unlock as you kind of go on and progress. But essentially, we're giving you all the information you need to either fund yourself, so you can start a funding company, right? If you fund yourself, let's say 30 grand, you can work with us one-on-one if you want to, or just start a funding company by yourself and try to scale it up. Or you can literally fund yourself, learn the whole process. Now you're feeling more confident that you can sell that service. And again, this for people who are in the credit repair space, in the tax space, in the insurance space, even the real estate space. I've seen so many different verticals, even mentors and coaches that if you learn this product, right? If you know how to fund yourself, you can fund now your clients, and they could pay you with the money that you fund them. Just like a lot of my clients join on us, like they literally fund themselves 20, 30 grand, and then they work with us one-on-one. So this is definitely possible. So if you're somebody right now that doesn't truly understand the funding process, the funding sequence, the data points, what banks to aim for, what is the structure, what is the sequence, which bureaus pull from which banks fill with which bureau, everything is in here. Essentially, you're gonna feel, after you watch all these curriculums, you're gonna feel way more confident in actually providing funding as a service to you, either existing clients or new clients. That's why I said this is perfect for already existing credit companies, tax companies, insurance companies, even real estate people, anybody that they need capital in order to operate the business, or if you're already working with business owners. That's why with tax people, this is great, because if you're already working with business owners, this is a great add-on, right? You work, taxes is seasonal, this is not. You can sell this, we close from 42 to 57 per month. So you can, like we're closing that much, why can you? With credit repair companies, like you already fixed the credit, the hard part is done. Why don't you offer funding as a service, which is you can now make $4,000 to $10,000. Hell, you can make more if you charge 10% the back end. I'm just talking about upfront prices, because there's two models. You either charge upfront or you charge back end percentage. Now there are some hybrids in between, but we could talk about them more in the curriculums. But yeah, you can essentially clean somebody's credit and then just pay, hey, now that your credit is 700 plus or whatever the number is, would you like some business funding so you can start or scale your business, right? So it's such a great product to add on to your existing services. Or if you're just like, Javi, I am dead broke, I don't know what business to fund, to start, and I'm thinking about a funding company. And honestly, this business saved me from bankruptcy. Like, if you know my backstory, I got scammed for like almost $600,000. The quick story is, I don't want to get too long, but I owned a huge rental company here in Miami. I had 42 cars, 11 Airbnbs, and some boats. And I trusted the wrong people. I was too gullible, I was too friendly, I was too open. And these people completely pulled, the rug under my feet, and stole a bunch of vehicles, did a bunch of nasty stuff. When I went to make all claims into the insurance, they said, hey, we can't cover you because these people don't exist. Essentially, there was a bunch of people with fraud identities, and I had to go out of pocket and pay for all these damages, pay for all these stolen cars, and I had to either file for bankruptcy or pay over, I think it was like $38,000 a month in bills. And I decided to, okay, I don't want to file for bankruptcy because my family was tied to the business. So I started my funding company, and I was able to pay back the debt within a year. I actually scaled my funding company from 0 all the way to 100K per month in just 4 months and a half. And then it took me like another 8 months or so to go from 100 to 300K per month. So it is a very big scalable offer. It's a very, very good business model, because selling money is never going to go away. It's one of the oldest businesses in the book. Like you're literally trying to buy $1 and sell it for $2. And businesses are always going to need capital. I have this video on YouTube that literally talks about, I was doing research on out of 10 businesses, how many of them need capital? And it was literally 9 out of 10 businesses are going to need capital. So there's a huge demand for it. For business funding, a lot of people don't understand the credit game. A lot of people don't understand the funding sequence. A lot of people don't understand the right data points. A lot of people don't understand banking relationships and how to build those relationships with banks. So you're pretty much leveraging that knowledge and charging people for it, right? And since such a vast offer, right? Like the TAM, the total addressable market for funding is so vast, because I mean, you can even target non-business owners and still make money. Like I did with some people before I went online. I found that people just 30 grand where they could do like a project or stuff like that, right? And you don't have to charge as much when you're getting those low amounts. But what my point is that the offer is literally as wide as it can be. It has a very, very big market, and it's a huge problem in the industry. And all you're doing is putting yourself in front of that demand and that problem. So imagine like a river of problems, right? And this is a very big river, very big problem. You're just pretty much being in the middle of that river and getting all the flow to you, because the demand is there, right? A lot of people don't understand financings. A lot of people don't understand funding. A lot of people don't understand banking relationships. So you can leverage that information and turn it into money, okay? So that's what this community is about. It's pretty much showing you guys the funding offer so you can feel more confident in either starting a funding company or just adding funding as a service to your existing business.
What's this? what's this popping up after? So that was the sales video. But then as the video was closing or finishing, there is this comment section stuff. I didn't even write that first thing, but when I'm typing it, confusing stuff. Anyway, that's the sales video. And it's a massive part to a successful paid community. The copy on the sales page and the video, the sales video and the pictures. It's one of the most important aspects to your entire paid community. The offer and how you present it with the video and copy. And of course also ads and promoting it, but yeah. There's another video.
You can, pay for the upgraded version.
That's a long video. 3 hours, 17 minutes, 23 seconds.
And you can get more searches
And it starts at around 2 hours, 11 minutes.
in a month. But, you can really get a decent amount of searches in just by, it's going to be all about.
That's interesting. Is it a webinar?
Optimization. Utilization ratio. Anything.
It almost looks like a webinar presentation. It might actually be a webinar recording. Then there's a picture. What's inside? Active community of seasoned founders. No, seasoned funders. Funding course, SOPs and resources. Your toughest questions answered. Business funding AI coaching tool. Weekly discussion plus Q&A. Reviews. More reviews. More reviews. That's nice. Let's look at his profile. Hers. Her profile, Clarissa Marrero, helping funding companies scale. I guess she is his wife. He mentioned his wife in the sales video. I guess that's her. There's no social media links listed. What if I search for her in Instagram? Oh, I can't find any social media. Should I try YouTube as well? Funding Academy. Nothing on that. What about her name again on YouTube? It's hard to say if they have social media or not. Clarissa Marrero.
What is going on, my people? If you don't know who I am, my name is Clarissa and I'm Javier's partner both in life and in business. Together, we've helped over 400 credit and funding companies scale by implementing the same systems that...
So yeah, looks like this is her YouTube channel. In the description to the video, she is promoting their paid community. But her YouTube channel looks like it's only 4 months old, and that it has about around 40 views in total She only has 3 subscribers and 4 videos. So I don't think she's getting much leads or customers from social media, at least not from YouTube. She has a link to the paid community in the YouTube bio as well. It looks like it's a link that is not a link. It's not clickable. It's like a web address. But yeah, it's to the paid community as well. But in our research, we found them on Facebook or in Facebook ad library. By the way, he has his name on let me just search for his name as well. Javier Marrero. Maybe he has more of a social media presence than his wife. Javi and Claw. Yeah, I guess that's a YouTube channel they have together. About 5,120 subscribers, 185 videos. We help credit/funding companies make 10k to 100k a month. And then it's one link in their bio, book a call. And when I click on that one, it lands me on this sales page or landing page. Credit and funding companies, give us 7 days to install a paid client acquisition system that can scale you to $50,000 to $100,000 a month. So in this one, they're asking you to book a call. Or yeah, asking their prospective clients. Wow, it's a pretty long page. A bunch of videos. I'm ready to scale. And then there's kind of like a quiz. Yeah. I guess they're taking them through kind of like a quiz or qualifying their prospects before they jump on a call with them. But yeah. Javier Marrero. I can only find one ad. But maybe he has more. Want to start a funding company or add funding to your existing business? For just $99 a month, you'll get access to the exact systems, processes, and training we've used to help 400 plus companies launch or scale profitable funding operations. Whether you're in credit repair, tax, insurance, or any service business that wants to increase LTV and make more per client, this gives you everything you need to add funding as a service the right way. Inside, you'll learn how to fund your clients step by step, 50k to 100k approvals, price your services for maximum profit, understand margins, models, and client workflow, develop the mindset that separates 6- and 7-figure founders. This isn't theory, it's 3.5 years of real-world experience distilled into a plug-and-play system the same one responsible for over $300,000 a month funding companies. And you're not just getting training, you're getting our AI trained specifically on the funding industry, built from real sales calls, coaching calls, SOPs, approvals, and back-end systems. Ask it any question, get the right answer instantly. Execute with confidence. If you've been wanting to build a funding company from scratch or add funding to your existing business so you can earn more per client and deliver more value, this is the model hundreds of entrepreneurs are using right now. Unlock everything for just $99 a month. Start today and turn your business into a capital access machine. And then in the picture, Michael made $5,400 in one sale within 35 days of joining our school. Learn how to fund your clients for just $99 a month. And then there's like, yeah, a picture of that testimonial. And the link is directly to the sales page for their school community, for their paid community. But let me try to search for the link inside Facebook ad library. Maybe we'll find more ads. That's interesting. Facebook ad library. It is one sketchy platform. Because oftentimes when you search for something specific, you might not find it. So I'm searching for the link for his paid community. The same link that he was linking to with one of his Facebook ads, and I couldn't find any results. Now I'm searching again, and a bunch of results pops up for the same link. So yeah, it's kind of sketchy. You might search for somebody in Facebook ad library or for a company, and you find no ads. Okay, so these guys are not running ads on Facebook. Oh yeah, they might be running ads for millions of dollars without you even finding them. So yeah, that's the Facebook search function. Really strange. I'm searching for the link for his paid community, and I get 1,900 results, but I can't find any of them yet that are actually his ads. I guess it's a bunch of ads for others on school. Oh. Let me search for his name one more time in Facebook ad library. Javier Marrero. Now I could find 2 ads, but yeah, the ad that we just looked at, just one ad. That doesn't mean it has to be bad. It can be a brilliant ad. It might be working like crazy. Started running on June 23rd, 2026. So at the time of this recording, that's like about 5 weeks ago. It's July 30th, 2026 today. The other ad says low impression count and started today. But yeah, my guess is that this is a successful ad, since it says active and since it has been running for about 5 weeks. So maybe he tested a bunch of ads and split tested his way to this winning ad. It's kind of hard to say. My guess is that maybe he is also using some cold outreach, maybe cold emailing or something like that, considering he's targeting businesses as well. But yeah, interesting stuff. One thing that came to mind for some reason when I watched this video was that when it comes to paid communities, there are a lot of things in the world that maybe it doesn't make sense to do it on a massive scale. And one story came to mind that Jay Abraham, the legendary marketer, told. I think he told it in one of his books. Getting everything you can out of all you've got, or the sticking point solution. One of those books. And it was basically a guy that was in the timber business, basically trees that were cut down, cutting it up until into lumber, to materials, building materials that they could sell. And he had a brilliant concept for how he was. I think he used some kind of dry kiln, how he was drying his wood, and basically the process he took it through that made it tremendously more profitable and effective compared to what was normally done. And since it worked that great, why couldn't he just do more of it himself? No, the problem was, when it comes to timber and timber prices, if it's too far away, if you're running a sawmill that like that guy, and if the timber is too far away, they could even be giving away timber for free. It wouldn't be profitable. It wouldn't make sense to do it because the transport becomes too expensive. So there was a very real limit to how much he could do in his own sawmill because of that. And he didn't want to buy a bunch of sawmills and build it out. So what he did was he licensed his whole process. He made systems for every step, and he made a licensing deal for the methodology in the whole system. And he contacted a bunch of sawmills, and he basically sold access to that whole licensing thing. And I think he charged a certain price per year for it, and he made a bunch of money. That's just a long way to say that maybe there's a lot of businesses and things out there that doesn't make sense to do at a large scale yourself, but you can sell it to others, and it can be super valuable for people. So maybe you have a way to do a side hustle where you can make an extra $20,000 in profit per year. And people might say, yeah, but if it works that good, why do you have to teach others about it? Why can't you just do it yourself? Well, maybe it's the kind of opportunity that is not very suitable to be scaled. Maybe you have too many disadvantages of scale. It's not every business model that it makes sense to scale. So maybe your side hustle is that you are renting out a very special type of short-term rental. Maybe it's a tree house in your backyard and you're renting it out as a short-term rental, making $20,000 in profit extra per year. Maybe that's something like that, or something else. And maybe it doesn't make sense for you to scale it. If it doesn't, maybe starting a paid community around the whole concept and teaching others to do the same. Maybe that could make sense. Or maybe you have a great way to grow your own food in your backyard. You have like a big garden in your backyard, and you're able to squeeze a lot of results out of it. Maybe it doesn't make sense to buy 10 extra gardens. But maybe it does make sense to make a paid community about how people can grow their own food in their backyard. Maybe they can get it for free already on YouTube and internet, if they are willing to go through all the process of searching up the right videos, finding the solutions, researching all the 50 different ways they can find on how to water their plants, how to fertilize it, how to do bartering deals with others to barter some of your potatoes to get some meat back, things like that. It might take people hundreds of hours to find it themselves. But if you have a paid community, maybe you could lay it out for them. Just because some information can be found for free doesn't mean that it's not super valuable for others, even if they have to pay for it. But yeah, this guy's paid community, an interesting case. Looks like they're mainly growing it with paid ads. Interesting stuff. And again, to my point about lifestyle businesses, did you notice that this guy, he said he had already scaled his own funding company, or was it credit company, funding company, to around $300,000 per month? And it sounded like they were still running it, that they were still having that company. So to me, it looks like this community is kind of like a side hustle, like an extra stream of income for this couple. I don't think this is their entire business. So, if you want to build a lifestyle business that can realistically be managed and run in like maybe something like 15 hours per week of work, once you have built it all out, a paid community can be a great option. How much time does this couple spend on their paid community per week? I'm not sure. They mentioned daily Q&A. Daily Q&A. That sounds like daily calls, but I'm not sure. But yeah, doesn't have to be that much time per week that they're actually spending inside. And who knows? There might be a lot more going on behind the scenes that we don't see. He charging $99 to $499 per month. That might just be the front end. He might have a lot of other upsells inside the community as well. That's also something to keep in mind. So maybe it looks like he's only earning about $10,000 in profit per month from this paid community. But maybe it helps him to generate tens of thousands of dollars in sales. Who knows? Anyway, I think I should just do a quick little short version of this. A little recap. and I think we've covered the main parts. So yeah, this paid community success story called Funding Academy. It has 119 members times $99 per month, but it has 2 tiers. The standard $99 per month, but the premium $499 per month. My very rough estimation is that he's making around $10,000 in profit per month. His paid community is basically about advice and stuff for funding / credit companies that are doing $10,000 plus per month. Interesting stuff. I could not find much social media from these guys. I found their YouTube channel, Javi and Claw, that has about 5,120 subscribers, 185 videos. But other than that, I found very little social media. But they're using Facebook ads. And they have one Facebook ad that I can see that has been running for like 5 weeks. So it looks like Facebook ads is the main way they are using to grow it, to promote it and get members. Interesting stuff. And by the way, he explained it in this sales video. He mentioned that he had built his own funding or credit company to around $300,000 per month. And it sounded like he's still running that business. So I think for him, for this couple, Clarissa Marrero and Javier Marrero, I think this paid community is kind of like almost a side hustle or an extra stream of income. I don't think this is their full-time job. So that just that just kind of confirms what I've been saying, that if you want to build a lifestyle business, something that gives you time, income, and location independence, something that doesn't eat up all your time once you have built it out, a paid community might be a brilliant option. And there's literally thousands or tens of thousands of different niches out there where you can do it. There are a lot of niches online where people have made millions and millions of dollars in profit, where a paid community doesn't even exist. There's a lot of niches out there, like even small niches that almost nobody's talking about. Someone has sold books and information products, online courses, even things like coaching and mentoring for millions of dollars, and a paid community doesn't even exist. So this market for paid communities, it's not saturated at all. You're still early enough. So yeah, if you want a lifestyle business, something that can generate like 5 or multiple 5 figures in profit per month while giving you lots of freedom, a paid community might be exactly what you're looking for. To learn more about that and to see more like other real life success stories of lifestyle businesses, paid communities, and also things like email marketing, email newsletters, which can also be a brilliant business model if you want to build a lifestyle business, you should check out our free community at terrific30.com. terrific30.com. Alright, see you in the next one.